If you're forgetting almost everything you learn, you're being an incompetent. You spend hours studying, but when the moment comes, your mind just blanks out, right? Well, guess what? The problem isn't that you're dumb or born with a bad memory. Almost nobody knows this, but there are a few reasons why your memory sucks. And of course, nobody tells you. In this video, I'm going to break down those reasons and show you 6 simple tricks anyone can use to finally remember everything they learn. So, let's get started. 6. Personal beliefs. Oh, so you think your memory sucks, huh? You go around saying, ugh, I'm terrible at this. I'll never remember. Well, congrats, genius. If you keep repeating that, of course, you're never going to remember anything. It's like you're sabotaging your own brain on purpose. Who needs enemies when you're doing such a great job yourself? You know that phrase, fake it till you make it? Yeah, it's not just for Instagram when you're pretending your life is perfect. It works for your memory too. Studies have already proven that the expectations you have about yourself directly affect what you're able to achieve. If you think you're incapable, you're going to end up being incapable. It's like that person who says they're a terrible driver, and they really are because they get in the car thinking they're going to crash into every pole on the street. But in your case, you're the driver of your memory, and you're steering your brain straight into a wall. The solution is to stop trash-talking yourself and start convincing yourself that you're awesome. Remember that whole mindset thing? Yeah, it's not just self-help book fluff. If you start believing that your memory can improve with a little effort, guess what? It will. After all, you'll only be a loser if you believe you are. 5. Brain pranks. Is your brain messing with you? Maybe, but not in the way you think. You're not forgetting things because of a bad memory. In fact, forgetting isn't a flaw at all. It's your brain's clever way of clearing out the useless junk, like that ridiculous 3 a.m. plan to get rich off Dogecoin. Your brain looks at that nonsense and thinks, this, trash, delete it. But it's not all perfect. Sometimes your brain deletes stuff you really need, like the answer to that important question on your math test. Yet you still remember the entire Fresh Prince of Bel-Air rap, don't you? Priorities, right? But don't worry, you can fix this. The key to improving your memory isn't about cramming everything at once. In fact, trying to overload your brain is the fastest way to forget things. If you want to actually remember more, stop multitasking, you idiot. All you're doing is turning your brain into a cluttered mess, like an episode of Hoarders. Instead, focus on one thing at a time. Clean up your mental and physical space. Because trust me, that mountain of junk on your desk is begging your brain to forget everything important. Prioritize and simplify, and you'll see your memory start to sharpen up. And here's the kicker. There's a surprising reason behind that frustrating, I know this, but I just can't remember feeling. Stick with me, because what you're about to learn could completely change the way you handle your memory. 4. Cue overload. You know when you're trying to remember an answer during a test, but all you can think of is the color of your notebook? Yep, that's cue overload, genius. Your brain should be focusing on the right info, but with so much stuff connected to the same trigger, it gets all confused. It's like trying to remember your bank password, but only recalling your Netflix password. The mental fog is real, my friend. Now imagine all your memories are tied to generic things like that boring class or the library table. When you need to pull up the important info, your brain grabs anything but what you studied. End result? You end up feeling like a total idiot in the middle of the test. To fix this, stop overloading a single cue. Link each memory to something creative and unique. Think of it like this. The new memory has to jump a wall to get into your head, and it needs a little help. That's the cue. And to help you come up with these unique memory cues, you can use ChatGPT to make studying even easier. I've put together a pack of tested and proven prompts that will help you study smarter and faster. Check them out in the link in the pinned comment and stop being a clueless student. 3. Intuition. And you look at your teacher and think, wow, they must have been born with a super memory. Guess what? Nope. They just have years of practice and experience which built that so-called intuition that makes them learn and remember faster than you can remember your own phone number. The truth is, they're not a genius. They just used their brain the right way, and so can you. Intuition isn't magic, and it's definitely not genetic. It's just your brain connecting puzzle pieces it's seen before. If you build a solid knowledge base, you'll start learning faster too. maybe even looking like Sheldon Cooper among your friends. And no, you don't need decades of experience. You just need to learn how to hack your brain system and speed up the process. Now, if you want to stop being dumb, here's what you do. Build a skeleton structure of what you're studying, like a mental map. I know just thinking about it makes you lazy, but put in the effort because it'll save you when it counts. It's like putting a puzzle together by starting with the edges instead of dumping all the pieces in the middle like an idiot. And on tests, instead of guessing everything like you're playing the lottery, use that intuition to eliminate the options that don't make sense. Maybe then you'll actually get something right for once. Oh, and your gut's probably telling you to hit that subscribe button so you can quit being an airhead and actually get smarter and more productive. 2, proactive interference. You think you're smart, leaving everything for the last minute, assuming you'll absorb it all the night before the test? Spoiler, you won't, idiot. This self-sabotage even has a name, proactive interference. When you try to cram a ton of new information at once, especially before a test, your brain wipes out what you already knew just to try and process the new junk, because it simply can't handle the overload. To avoid this, you've got to review what you already know in advance. Learning something new at the last minute is a terrible idea. And please, don't be that fool who starts studying 5 minutes before the test, thinking it's going to work out. Your brain will fry and mix everything up, and you'll have no one to blame but yourself. Leave a like if you're going to stop doing this nonsense right before a test. 1, mental health. So you're over here busting your brain, thinking you can study for 12 hours straight without taking a break, like you're the Terminator, right? Here's a harsh truth. Your brain isn't a machine. And you know what happens when you push it too far? It breaks, literally. If your mind's overloaded, anxious, or more depressed than an episode of This Is Us, cramming in more info isn't going to work because nothing's going to stick. Whatever you learn goes in one ear and out the other, and you're left feeling more confused than when you started. Why does this happen? Simple. Your brain's too busy trying to survive the internal chaos, anxiety, stress, depression. It's like dumping sand in the gears of your brain. While you're trying to focus on that list of English vocab words, your brain's in the background going, dude, I just want a minute of peace, some therapy, and maybe a cookie. If you're not taking care of your mental health, forget about memorizing anything. If you want your brain to work right, stop treating it like a punching bag. Prioritize your mental health. Yeah, I know you think you can handle everything on your own, but newsflash, you can't. Therapy, meditation, or even those little breaks between episodes of The Office and study sessions could save your brain from total collapse. And guess what happens when you take care of yourself? Miracle. You start remembering things, learning faster, and who'd have thought, feeling more human and less like a Walking Dead zombie. Oh, and stop acting like self-care is for the weak. Even Rocky needed a break between punches, and look where it got him. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to be a smarter and more productive student. Also, go watch this video right here. If I don't see you there, I'll have to assume you're even dumber than I thought.